So what's below rock bottom? How's it going? My name's Colin Winters. I'm the host of Panthers Place, and today we are going to have to talk about an unfortunate bit of news coming out of the NFL today, and that is Pro Bowl defensive lineman Derrick Brown is maybe out for the season. So the report at the moment is that Derrick Brown has a meniscus injury, whether that be a tear or something, I do not know, but it will require surgery. And right now, the only reason we don't know if it's season ending or not is depending on if it's, of course, a repair or reconstruction, and that can either depend on if he's going to be out for like half the season or the full season. But no matter what, this is of course a huge blow. Derrick Brown currently is the best player on the Carolina Panthers roster by a long shot. There is a huge gap between Derrick Brown and the next guy, which I would say is probably J.C. Horn, and then there's a huge gap after that because the Carolina Panthers are that devoid of talent. And now we are losing our best player on our defensive line for the foreseeable future. This came at a shock to fans because during the press conference post-game with Dave Canales, he actually didn't seem to be talking a lot about injured players. He talked about a few guys who, left and came back in, but we didn't really hear anything about Derrick Brown being injured. He said that, he had Damian Lewis and Xavier Legette come out and go back in, and they were fine. So seeing this news pop up after I woke up today was the worst possible thing to read. And with this now, you already have the fact that after being blown out by the Saints in the season opener, you're thinking, are we already done for the season? Of course, you're not looking anymore at playoffs after a blowout like that. You know you still suck hardcore because you sucked against a team that also sucks and made them look like they're Super Bowl contenders. So now we're talking about, okay, how bad are we really going to be, and should we already sell the little bit of talent that we do have on the field and go into a complete rebuild mode? Derrick Brown is a cornerstone piece for the foreseeable future for the Carolina Panthers. We did lock him up with a long-term deal. He is going to be in Charlotte for a long time. But now he's going to be out for at least half the season, if not the full season. And you just have to think, for the love of fuck, what are we going to do? Because we already had no run defense when it comes to what we saw on week 1, and Derrick Brown being gone just makes the defensive line depth even worse. In week 2, the Panthers are going to be facing off against the Chargers, in which they have J.K. Dobbins and Gus the Bus Edwards, and they played great. J.K. Dobbins had like fucking 10 carries for 135 yards, I think. And with that prowess in the running game, I have no idea what the Panthers expect to do now because of the fact that we couldn't stop Alvin Kamara and, God forbid, Taysom fucking Hill from getting yards on the ground. Why can't we expect to do anything different against J.K. Dobbins in a high-powered run game with a revamped offensive line for the Chargers? Chargers have a very good offensive line, which are good for power run blocking, especially with former Panther Bradley Bozeman in the center of that offensive line at center. Fucking redundant. Anyway, you know what I mean. They have a very big mismatch against our line, even with Derrick Brown on the field. And now, since he's going to be away from the team for an extended period of time, we have no run defense whatsoever. And we already had just a smidgen before. Essentially, the emotions around the team right now is pack it up, sim to next season because we are just done. We lost the best player on our team already, and there is pretty much nowhere left to go but up, and yet we still find a way to find new shovels and dig down. We have broken the bottom of the barrel, and we have just kept tunneling. We're trying to make it to China, where most of our players are going to have to start learning Chinese, because that's where we're going to be playing next year. I'm just utterly dumbfounded about how cursed this team is ever since Tepper took over. Just nothing can work anymore. And all I can hope for now is that Derrick Brown has a nice, easy recovery. I don't even care if it's a speedy recovery because I want him to take all the time he needs to make sure he can come back 100% and that he can come back and after football still be healthy and not have leg issues because football players deal with too many injuries that go on into their retired years. So even if he could come back in the middle of the season, I don't know if I would want to see that because I want him to be able to live his best life, relax, and be able to come back next year with hopefully a revamped team around him that's worth his damn time. Derrick Brown's a crazy competitor. I know this probably just really sucks for him, not only, the pain of having to deal with an injury as this, but also just the pain of not being able to be on the field when you're a guy like he is. It's going to suck. I'm sure he's not feeling great, but I really hope that he is knowing that the Panthers fan base understands that he's the best guy we have. We just want to see him get healthy, and we want to see him make sure he's in a good state of mind. But otherwise, I'm done already, man. My week 1 video, I said I have a smidgen of hope. There's no more hope. It's gone. Week 1, and I'm already done with this season. I'm done. So make sure to tune in week after week to see my pain if that is something you enjoy. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.